than first week of September, or worst case scenario, end of September, because legislature might not be around in August break or so. But before you go on your end of the year break, make sure budget is passed and submitted to the executive. I would also like to encourage that most of the time, while committees are meeting with MDAs, agencies of government, they are representatives of the executive. Perhaps those that will advise the president on the budget, because I don't expect the president to budget page to page from beginning to the end. He will have to abandon some other project. But he has essays and senior special assistant on some of these things who could also be helping National Assembly to review, so that we don't have to go back forth and back over you need to add your figures over and over again. Everyone is working for the goal of Nigeria. If this is done, we're not going to save just 1 week or 2 weeks or months. Would have saved a lot of time. When it gets to the president's table, perhaps 1 week or so, a review goes on it, and finally we can say we have our budget as at when due.
All right, I'll go back to you, the Senator. The 2019 budget is supposed to expire first quarter of 2020, and then the one for 2020 is supposed to start at about the same time. How do you manage?
No.
How does the country manage that?
What we agree is that projects in the 2019 budget will now be rolled over to 2020 budget, and that's what the federal government did. I mean, the executive arm of government did, and that's what we are working on. And the 2020 budget is going to begin from 1st January 2020 and end 34th December 2020. This is how it's going to be. Okay. That arrangement has been concluded, and we have agreed on the modality to allow for this, for the 2019 budget to be rolled over to 2020 budget. But let me add about the issue of revenue. Well, as I said, we did not increase the budget in an arbitrary manner. We took cognizance of the revenues that were not harvested, they were not brought into the executive proposal. Okay. We do a lot of work. The will is there to make sure that we turn things around for the betterment of the country in the National Assembly. We do that. Take, for instance, the the PSC production sharing contract. These are, huge amount of monies for several years that should have accrued to the coffers of federal government and indeed the federation. But that was not really captured. That was not harvested. So we made sure that we amend the law so that that money would come into the coffers of all the tiers of the government. And that's what we also did in other non-oil revenues, like the stamp duty and so on and so forth. These were not captured in the initial revenue revenue projection that was submitted to us, and we're able to get that done, and that's why we had this money that we're able to add to the expenditure of the government.
Sorry, we have to end the discussion. Our time is up, but we have to appreciate you very much, Senator Barrow, for coming on Business Express today.
Thank you for having me.
And also our regular on Business Express, Mr. Paul Alaji.
Thank you so much for
coming. I will take quickly trading on the Nigerian Stock Exchange for 6 December, which closed on a negative note. It depreciated by 0.22% to close trade at 26,855.52 basis points, with market capitalization at 12.9 trillion naira. 197 million stocks with 3.5 billion naira exchanged hands at the end of the session in 3,989 deals. The most sought after stocks at the end of the day were United Africa Company of Nigeria, Access Bank, and UBA. Top gainers on the chart were United Africa Company of Nigeria, Access Bank, and Dangote Sugar. And the decliners were TN Nigeria, Dangote Cement, and Guarantee Trust Bank. With the stock market, we come to the end of this edition of Business Express. You can access all previous episodes on YouTube, and you can communicate with us on Twitter. The handle is @NTNewsNow. The hashtag is X. We value your feedback, so keep the mails coming and join us again next week, Monday, for another episode of the program. I am Muplang Dakok.
call of change. Stand up, Nigeria. Change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah, make we go. So let the change begin from within. Look at you, oh get ruler. Change begins with you and me. Oh, change begins with me. Oh, change begins with me. Oh, change begins with me.
You can't beat the rich.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Or journey. You can do more with a partner that cares about your dreams. Access. More than banking.
The dawn of Nigeria's democratic era ushered in a security magazine program, Crime Fighters, the Police and You, which was endorsed by the Nigeria Police High Command. Crime Fighters was created to sensitize and educate the populace on the antics of criminals and the relevance of security business. Due to popular demand, we are delighted to inform you that your #1 security program on television, Crime Fighters, the Police and You, has been repackaged to address the security challenges bedeviling our society through the reconstruction of real case files from the Nigeria Police Force. Case file is filled with intrigues, intense drama, gripping real-life situations, is a must-watch. What seems in vogue for crooks in today's Nigeria are heinous crimes, such as terrorism, kidnap for ransom, assassination of persons, ritual murder, rape of children by their family members and neighbors, and sale of children, to mention a few. We'll bring to you the kidnap story that shook the very fabric of the Nigerian nation on the 3rd of August 2019. The reconstructed case you're about to watch is the kidnap of 5 persons along Ore-Shagamu Expressway. Stay tuned.
This happened along Shagam-Ore Express Road or Expressway.